We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. You know how we talk about it. Are we the people? Folks, we gotta, it's just, but you gotta, I mean, we gotta reassure, look, my message to everybody I talk to is play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone, make sure the kids hear words. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun, and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. By the way, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister. They switched on me. That's like just flat out acknowledging. We've been doing everything we can do to keep Biden from being the nominee, and guess what? We tried it in Iraq. It's not working, so now we're going to try, in Iran. Excuse me. We tried in Ukraine.
Good afternoon. This video is to add to the video I did yesterday, the day before yesterday, which has gone viral. Thank you very much for those people who've taken the time to look at it, and those people who took the time and understood what I said. Now, to all those trolls that went on there, no, I don't do gardening. No, I don't do this, that and the other thing. Stop trying to make out that I don't have a brain. I'm too old to know what I'm doing. I have a reasonably high IQ. I have an excellent memory, as most people in this country know that. And I have an answer to some of your lies. You said that there was no corporation and I've got to prove it with documents. Well, see this one? This says presidential document. And you'll understand what I'm talking about when I tell you what it's about. This presidential document says, Title 3, Executive Order 13958 of November the 2nd, 2020. The President, establishing the President's Advisory 1776 Commission. This document is all about the American Constitution, how it come about, how it's going to be, and everything else. It's an excellent document. I like it. I like Trump's style. And I like this. The White House, November the 2nd, 2020. Signed Donald Trump. See that? So it's one of your official documents that you can easily access off the computer. Along with that, I have a whole host of other documents which I'm going through. Because they're so long-winded, I'll go through. But they state how Donald Trump dissolved the corporation and every document he needed to do it. And once that's dissolved, you've got a dipstick, a dumb liar who reckons he signed all these executive orders, when all he is the president of a defunct corporation which does not exist in law. It doesn't exist in law. It's wiped out. Now, I don't really have to prove anything to any of you, but you people, another clown came on and said, Australia's not a corporation. Well, you nut jobs, I'm sick of you and your inability to comprehend the reality of the fact that this country's been run as a corporation since 1973. Gough Whitlam and all his traitorous mates passed over 300 laws. Now, how does the dissolving the corporation of the United States of America affect us? All the companies got dissolved. Did they? Yes. How do I know that? Because all you can come up with is, oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? They needed ABN numbers for all these things because of the goods and services tax. In the goods and services tax, it is a fraudulent act. Doesn't matter what politician, court, or any other idiot says, the goods and services tax is unlawful. It's theft off the Australian people. How do I know? Because our Constitution, you know this one? This one that I've been brandishing around, I'm reading from this because it actually states in there that you can't have a law in relation to two subjects of tax. Just so you understand, because your pea-brains are so thick and stupid with your malignant crap that you've got in your head, you don't understand this. Law, this is section 55 of our Constitution, the second paragraph. Laws imposing taxation, except laws imposing duties of customs or of excise, shall deal with one subject of taxation only. Now, what does that tell you if you can possibly comprehend what I've just said? If it's only allowed to deal with one subject of taxation, goods and services in one act is invalid. You've got it there. Goods and services tax. What's wrong with it? It's unconstitutional. The act is repugnant to the Constitution. It's invalid. Doesn't matter what you think. Doesn't matter what any court says, even the High Court. Our Constitution says you can only have one subject of taxation in a law. Goods and services. Can you tax goods? Yes. Can you tax services? Yes. And you're already doing it. So stop lying. This is an extra tax. You can't tax a tax. But the goods and services is applied to everything. Then you put sales tax on, then you put manufacturing tax on, and you put this tax on and that tax. By the time you've got it, a $2 thing is worth $500. And you put that in perspective with a car, a $3,000 car from the manufacturer to buy it at the retailer would be $3,000 or $4,000, give or take a few dollars. And what are they? 50 or 60,000 because of the greed of peanuts and all these stupid taxes that Howard said he would remove. Did he remove them? No, he didn't. He lied to the people. I'll remove all these taxes, sales tax and everything else. But why didn't you do it, John Howard? Because you're a lying little peanut. I was going to say something else, but I wouldn't add a nice name like a dog or something to you, because poor old dogs don't deserve it. But you deserve anything that's heaped on you. Where's the money go? To the Vatican. Because they own the ACT of Australia, the Australian Capital Territory. It's not a lawful territory. It isn't another state. ScoMo blabbed out that many times over the last couple of years. The 7 states and territories. There isn't 7 states. There's 6. You better try counting it. New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, that's 3. Tasmania, South Australia, there's 5. And there's 1 more, Western Australia. Look at that, we got 6. Can you count that now, Howard? Can you count that, ScoMo? Of course you can, you're just lying to the people. And the territories. You needed a referendum under 123 to take away a section of a state. Then you needed one under 128 to establish a new state or territory. You needed it. Doesn't matter what you think, it's a requirement. If it's not in the Constitution, which it isn't, grants you the right to do it under conditions. You never met the conditions. There's no Northern Territory, there's no Australian Capital Territory. And Canberra is not a state. It's the seat of government. It isn't a state. It's where the 6 states send representatives to form the seat of government, being the legislative, the House of Representatives and our Senate. And what have you turned it into? The synagogue of Satan, a den of thieves, a den of liars, fraudsters, because that's all you are. How can we rectify that? People have said, how can we do it? All right, you want the answer? It's very, very simple. We're going to put out a document, and that document, because you're all subjects of the Queen, you need to sign a document saying you're a subject of the Queen. So we're going to put it together with both of the oath and the affirmation of the oath, so that you can either go to a justice of the peace or one person stand in front of another and make that oath. Can you do it lawfully? Yes. What do you become then? An officer of the Crown. Do you get paid? No. What does it do? Well, the next time you get pulled over by a police officer or a council worker or some other idiot exercising authority, you hand them a copy of that document and say, now you produce your oath of office, because you haven't sworn this one. So you're not an officer of the Crown. Where does that authority come from? Our Constitution. Any exercise of authority under this must be made under the Crown. No Crown, no authority. Is that clear? That's us. This is Australia. This is our law. I'm an Australian. You don't like the fact that I'm saying the things I do because, look at that, it's hurting the poor politicians. I asked a local politician this morning, have you read your Constitution? We gave you one. Did you read chapter 1, 2 and 3? That tells you what you have to do in Parliament. If you'd read it, why are you still wearing the stupid uniform with Liberal Party on it? Why are you doing that? Because you know you're committing treason, and he does. Why aren't you going into our Parliament as an officer of the Crown? Because you're going in as an employee of a political party, 500 members, and lots more employees. And you breach section 44 of the Constitution on several issues. You've taken an unlawful oath. To do what? To serve us? We don't want your stinking oath. We want the oath contained in our Constitution, the one you are bound by law to make. Are you? Yes, you are. Absolutely. It's right here. Lovely little oath it is. And I was asked, oh, that's the Queen Victoria. She's dead. I said, no. It says, IAB, which is anybody, you swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Victoria, her heirs and successors, according to law, so help me God. What does that tell you, you pack of moronic trolls? What does it tell you? And all you political party loonies, Liberal, Labor, National Greens, Pauline Hanson, whoever, you must swear this oath. It's contained in our Constitution. Did you get it the first time? Our Constitution. Just so you know I'm not losing my marbles or whatever else you want to do. Read this. This is our oath, and an oath of affirmation. That's what you must swear before you go in our Parliament. It says in section 42 of the Constitution, before taking your seat, any member must swear. Look at that, the oath contained in our Constitution. Did you swear it? No, you swore it to the bush turkey, the Queen of Australia. Or, I think it was our little governor of Western Australia floating around in a tutu. They reckon he's a bit bent. So anyway, we won't go on that, Kim. You might get a bit upset and start crying because your tutu would get wet then from the tears. Boo-hoo. Now, if you sign that document, if you swear that oath, you are saying you uphold our Constitution, our laws, and every law made pursuant to it. Do you understand that? That's why we'll make the document available as soon as possible through as many channels as possible. Once you do that, what gives you the right to demand an explanation of anybody exercising authority? Simple. Chapter 3 of our Constitution, Section 76 of our Constitution, in the annotated version, page 795, and it's in the 4th paragraph. You understand that? Look at that. I've got a memory. I remember that. Because it states, anyone throughout the Commonwealth who exercises authority over another must state under what section of the Constitution that authority comes from. Anyone throughout the Commonwealth of Australia. So when a police officer pulls you over, he has to tell you what section of the Constitution authorises him to exercise that authority. If he can't do that, he has no authority. You understand that? None. Zilch. Zero. So all you police out there who haven't sworn that oath, you can get a copy of it and you can swear it. You become lawful. Except commission officers, because you're employees of the government, which is only a parliament, when you have to be employees of the executive government, being the governor in council. Go read your constitution, it's clear, it's there. I do know what I'm talking about. I don't need to go in the veggie patch. I'm too busy building a four-wheel drive truck from scratch, which is 2/3 through. So I'm not brain dead. I do know what I'm talking about. I am able to think. So all you trolls from me, idiots, nutcases. And that's all you're worth. You know, Roger Miller, I'd write you a letter, but I couldn't spell and that's all I got to say to you. You don't like it, tough. Roger Miller was a very smart guy, apparently. So you all have a lovely day. Thank you.
I learned a lot. And I learned that, I learned a lot. Anyway, Bo is associated here. Anyway, the point I want to make is, I learned so much. I learned so much. I learned
black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. What I have to do is I have to continue talking about the things that come on, man.
I came down here because I remember the first bumper sticker I saw. I learned that I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again. Then I learned about kids jumping on my lap. I love kids jumping on my lap.
Oh, I'm in trouble. What are we, nuts? Dead. You know, come on, man. Give me a little break here. Get a life.
Taking cocaine or not? What do you think? Huh?
Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Come on, man.
The Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
I can hardly wait to meet with that guy who is the stable genius.
Come on, man. I am very willing to let the public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness. Come on, man.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Wealthy kids.
Come on, man. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record. I know a lot of weed smokers.
Come on, man.
Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds.
But I mean,
come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know,
come on, man.
You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. Why the hell would I take a test? I am, come on, man.
What the fuck, bruh?